Hello. Um, my name's Abby, and basically, what I want to talk about is what it's like to go through a parent with cancer, if you know what I mean. I've never really spoken in front of a camera before, I'm sorry. Um, so yeah, I also really apologise for the way I look right now. And I'm wearing my school uniform because I have no other clothes. Nah, I'm joking. I do have other clothes because there's a wardrobe and drawers. Yeah. What I want to say is my experience with dealing with a parent with cancer, because I want people to know my story and what it's like, because not many people know my story. So yeah, here it goes. My dad, he sadly passed away of cancer over a year ago. I'm talking about him, yeah. He had the type of cancer which was called bowel cancer, which basically was a cancer in his bowel. The name says it all, really. But he had I think it's called a secondary cancer, I'm not sure, where it spread it up to his brain, and that's what eventually killed him in the end. Also, he had cancer for about 3 or 4 years, and I remember it got, really, really serious in 2011, because that was the year that he died, and he found out he was dying. I mean, cancer is serious anyway, but when it got very, very bad, if you know what I mean. Like I said, he'd had bowel cancer for about 3 or 4 years before he'd found out that he was dying. And he had to wear one of them bags on his stomach because he had an operation. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, because if you know someone with bowel cancer, you'll know what I mean. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not used to talking to a camera. I just want to go back to the night where he told me he was dying of cancer, and that was probably the worst day of my life. Well, not the worst, one of the worst days of my life, because I found out that my daddy was, dying, and he'd never really even see my wedding or anything like that. I remember he told me, we were sat on the sofa, and my mum was in the room as well, and he told me that he was dying, and we both hugged and cried for about maybe 2 hours. That was also the night that we were going to go to Whitby on a holiday, so I guess he told me because when he had that cancer in his brain, it made him have seizures and fits and that, if you know what I mean. But when we went to Whitby, it was great, and also he got me this. It says daughter. Well, this isn't the exact necklace. The exact one he got me, unfortunately, it broke. So last time I went to Whitby, I got a new one. Me and my dad, we went on holidays together, 'cause when he told me that he had a year to live. So we went on holidays together with his wife, because my mum and dad were split up then, with his wife and my half brother, sorry. Went to Disneyland. I stayed at his. He said that we were going to go to London, but then it all changed because he had a rupture in, oh no, it was like a rupture torn thing in his bowel, which had leaked and made him more weak, if you know what I mean. And it was awful, really, because my mum told me in the car that he'd gone into like a hospital care thing. It's not in a hospital, it's like a hospital care home place thing in Easingwold, if any of you know where that is. And I remember my mum telling me that it had gotten really serious and he'd only have a few days to live. I cried quite a lot on that day. And I remember every day after school I'd go visit him up at Easingwold. Sorry, just I remember the last night I ever saw my dad. He was very weak and he was asleep. And then me and my dad were alone in the room, because my mum said if you want to say anything to him then I could. I said like everything, like I love you daddy and you're the best dad in the world and stuff, and I gave him a kiss and a hug, and yeah. Also, because that was the night that I was going to go on holiday, and 2 days after we'd been on holiday, when we were on holiday, we got a phone call, but we didn't answer the phone at first, so they ended up texting us saying that my dad had passed away, unfortunately. It was awful. Before my dad passed away, he was in a lot of pain. I mean, he'd get stressed out because he was in pain and he'd take it on others, and it made us all quite upset, really. I miss my dad so much. I mean, it's weird because I always kind of think, should I call Dad today? Should I go see Dad soon? But then I realise he's not here anymore. And it's weird because I still think he is, because I just do. We all miss him so much, and it's awful because he's never going to see me. He's never going to be there at my wedding. He's never going to be there at my prom and everything. I was 13 when my dad passed away. Now I'm 14, nearly 15, and it's awful. And my dad's never going to be here for any of my birthdays ever again. But I know he'll always be here with me, you know. Like, if you know what I mean, my heart. I honestly think my dad looks down on me, like, to protect me and that. I honestly think he's there to protect me. I do believe in heaven. I do believe my dad is there right now, chasing all the bunny rabbits, as my little cousins said. It's awful having to go through something like that. Losing a parent, it's awful, and it should never happen to anyone. Because my dad is my hero. He'd gone through so much and he was so strong. He was such a strong person. He was such a kind, lovely person. At his funeral, there was too many people there, so the people had to stand outside and listen because there was that many people. And the person who was, you know, saying stuff at the funeral said he'd never seen so many people there. So my dad had a lot of friends, and everyone misses him dearly. it's not the same anymore without my dad. And I wish he was still here, so he could see my achievements and everything. But I know he'll be looking down at me, and I hope he's proud of me. I really hope he is. And I miss him with all my heart, and it's awful. That's my story, my dad. I just wanted to point it out there because I'd never told anyone. Thank you for listening, I guess. Bye now.